Alright, so welcome back to the Infernum Mode mod, the mod that adds an extra difficulty layer to the Calamity mod. In today's video, we are taking on and hopefully taking down Brimstone Elemental and also Skeletron Prime. Yeah, we're finally finishing the mechs. Now, in terms of upgrades, I asked you all in the last video, which set of armor should we go with? And the overwhelming answer was Daedalus. But not only Daedalus, every single one of you is like, James, you better not forget the ornate shield. So yeah, first things first, before I forget, we are crafting the ornate shield, which is apparently kind of like a dash accessory. So it's made out of cryonic bars and crystal shards. So I could probably just make it right now. How simple is this? Look at me go. Thank you very much for the good recommendation. Another recommendation I quite liked was bringing back the Death Valley Duster. Now, I can't remember which series it was, but I've used this a fair bit. So it's made from a spell tomb, some bars, a forbidden fragment, and sturdy fossil. Now, do we have all the stuff required for this? I don't think I have a forbidden fragment, and I was correct. Okay, that's a big win for me today. Arid artifact. Let's craft it and let's give this a go. Knowing Infernum Mode, this is one of those simple things that's probably going to turn into a nightmare, like when we need to kill the giant clams. Hey, there we go. One has finally spawned in. Okay, awesome. That took a while, to be honest. I actually moved to this desert instead because I was like, something might be wrong. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be pretty chill. There we go. One forbidden fragment. I think that was quite literally it. It was quicker getting the forbidden fragment than it was the ancient cloth. That's the way it goes in Terraria, or at least sometimes. So dumping that in there then. We've got sturdy fossil as well, so that's good. I think I need to speak to the wizard. Wizard, I come a calling. I will need a spell tomb, please. Thank you very much. I want to assume it was the modded mage series that I probably used this. 218 magic damage, casts a large blast of dust. Wow, okay. Well, it looks different than I remember. I kind of remember, like, dust tornadoes. So yeah, today's video is about the Brimstone Elemental, which means we need to make a Charred Idol. Are we able to craft this? So it's 5 souls a night, it's some Essence of Havoc, and it's Unholy Cause. Now, I don't quite know where Unholy Cause come from, so we might get lucky and already have some. Charred Idol cannot be crafted quite yet because I'm missing the Unholy Cause. Okay, right. This is where Wikipedia comes into things. So after reading the wiki, it turns out we need to go to the Brimstone Crag, which I believe is this very fancy biome. There's some new ore here. And then we mix that new ore with Hellstone, and then that gives us the things we need to fight Brimstone Elemental. But one of the things I'm going to do is I am going to very quickly build a house above here, and I'm going to change my cavern pylon to here, because I imagine this is going to take quite a few attempts, because historically, I've never really been good at a Brimstone Elemental. Ah, okay, so this is the ore that we need to gather. I couldn't quite spot it. I had to go get a Spelunker potion. So, great. Maybe that's enough. Let's hope. So let's put that in there. And then we need to make the Unholy Core. Yeah, that's right. Don't we only need, like, 2 of these? I'll make a whole bunch. I guess we'll see what they make. I'm not too sure. This is where my, like, Calamity knowledge is going to fall behind a little bit. So there is Brimstone Armor, Ashes of Calamity. That is that the Calamity clone? Is that what it is? Calamity's clone? Is that where we're getting it? Yeah, okay. So this is an armor set after that boss. Is there anything else that we should be making? There's always something to craft with something, isn't there, in this mod? Fires a bouncing brimstone fireball that splits into homing fireballs upon collision with water. That's very cool. Okay, anyway, we're interested in the Charred Idol. So we'll dump all that in there, and we'll make it Charred Idol. Let's go. Brimstone Elemental, let's go. Will I censor it in the thumbnail? That is the big question. I know you've all been wondering. Well, what am I talking about? You've clicked on the video, you know, and I don't. Ow, what is this? Okay, so it's bullet hell. I gotta chirp down a little bit. I'm a little too excited today. I don't want to come into this with too much enthusiasm because, look, this is Infernum Mode, as I keep telling everybody, and that means it's going to be hard. So that laser shows where those little Orby boys are going to spawn. Now, one thing I'm immediately struggling with, and we'll see if we can maybe take like a hunter's potion for this, the attacks. They're a very strange shade of orangey red, and it's blending in with the background quite a bit, and my eyes are not really picking up on the colours, to be completely honest. So that is something to keep in mind. As far as commentary goes, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I feel like I'm actually able to talk through it. So it's teleporting and firing off other things. Now I'm going to say this. If there isn't some awful final phase, I think we're going to have a nice time with this one. I never really like to say that. I'm getting in more of a habit of it recently, and I know it's going to come back and kill me after we get into post-Moon Lord. Okay, so I think we're about to kick it into the second phase, and I think it's really the second phase where we'll know how much pain we're in for. And will it have like a frenzying phase? And how long will the frenzying phase last for? Yeah, I struggle the most. I think when it comes to the refights we're probably going to have to do, that's the phase I'm going to die on the most, I think. Before this second phase even kicks in. Oh, it's already kicked in. Okay, I need to keep it in arena. So that is something to factor in as well. But yeah, I can already tell. Okay, so we've got a laser. Now let's not get tricked by the laser. That has become a very... The beam predicts your position. Try baiting it, yeah. These beams that bait you in, they're a real problem for me. I struggle very much with those. And is that it? Oh no. Oh no, please don't be a frenzy. Oh, okay. Well, all right. These death animations are baiting me very hard. I was about to say, if that's a frenzy phase, I'm about to flip this table. And I tell you what, I don't even think I could. It's a very strong table. Because that fight took forever. Not in terms of hours or attempts. Just a very slow fight. So I ended up swapping to the Icicle Trident, as you'd be able to see, because this weapon is great, like very powerful, but because of its short range and just the way I move in a fight, you all, you know, you let me know about this a lot, but I obviously move around a bit too much during these boss fights, and I'm gonna have to teach myself not to. But I was moving too far away, and I felt like for about 2-3 attempts, I was like, I'm not really like reaching my potential here, because I'm not even hitting it. So I thought, go weaker, but at least you're doing more consistent damage, and it paid off. So yeah, awesome. Brimstone Elemental, not bad. I mean, that was only like, I don't know, five attempts. So placing it down then, very nice. I quite like this relic. So treasure bag, opening it up, let's see. We got quite a lot of stuff. So we actually got a Valkyrie set, pretty cool. The Rose Stone summons a Brimstone Elemental to fight for you. I remember this. The Seething Discharge. This seems like it could be pretty cool. 90 magic damage. Fires a barrage of Brimstone Blasts. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're going to be closing up the Mechanical Saga with Skeletron Prime. Now, I'll say this as an early prediction. I feel like this fight is going to be a breeze. It's very bold, I know. It's very, very bold. But I feel like Skeletron Prime, in general, is quite easy these days. I've really kind of come around on Skeletron Prime. It used to be one that I used to struggle with, but I would say not anymore. Now, I would rank the mechanical bosses as the twins, and then the Destroyer, then Skeletron Prime. How do you all feel about that ranking? And I'm talking about, like, Master Mode. Let me know down below. All right, so it's time. I'm very excited about this. I'm mostly just excited to wrap this saga up because I'm quite excited for the Calamitous clone. Okay, let's begin, and we'll see what this is all about. I was not expecting it to be so cinematic. Okay, so it looks like normal Skeletron. We can see that there are laser beams that are going off. We have to deal damage to the hands first. As we learnt with the twins, when it has that red bubble around it, it means you can't deal damage to it. I'm beginning to wonder, is maybe the downpour a good weapon for this? Because then we can hit multiple hands at the same time. Really, in terms of movement, I'm just floundering around. I'm just moving up and down and doing what I can. Okay, so sometimes the laser beam means, oh, I'm going to fire a bunch of things. And it seems like sometimes it means, hey, I'm going to actually fire off. So that's worth just kind of keeping an eye on, like that. So we're doing good damage to the arms, I would say. I do wonder if we're meant to take them all down at a very similar time, what that's going to look like. This weapon that we got from Brimstone, though, pretty cool, right? I don't know how precise I'm being with it. I'm really just kind of winging this one. Okay, so we are on to the skull now. So what is this going to do to us? Okay, so it spikes already. Okay, this is like a balloon trap in a balloon's tower defense. It's got to be careful. It's got to remind myself, James, I'm not a balloon, and I have more layers than some, you know. So that's good. Balloon's tower defense. I got to say this right. I got to speak my mind on this. It's so wild seeing how big that game has become. Like, it has a very big fandom, which is mental because it was the game I used to play to, like, skip time in school when I was like 10, when the first game ever came out. So I just find it mental. It's a great game, don't get me wrong. It's just like, I just didn't realize it was going to become a thing, you know? But I see it a lot. It's like Plants vs. Zombies. It's a big thing. Okay, things are getting crazy now. So it looks like it sends out metal spikes as it does that. You can't just stand in the safe zone, it seems. I've got to maybe adjust my arena for that, to kind of factor that in. Because, you know, with attacks like that, normally you see that kind of like laser beam projection thing. And you're like, okay, stand there. But if I'd have been on a platform and this was the safe area, I could have at least gone, I'm moving up and down and I'm shooting. How close did we get with that one? For a first attempt, I'm actually really happy with how that went. I feel like I was spot on about Skeletron Prime. Ah, okay. No, alright, never mind. I thought I understood this phase, but I don't. I thought it moved upwards as you fought it. So, yeah, I was wrong about that. I've moved to this weapon now. We're going to see how we do. Okay. Avoid the missiles. If I can just make it through a couple more of that, we should be okay. Its health is quite low. Oh, there you go. Hell yeah. Awesome. Very cool. The Underground Hallow has been blessed with concentrated stone. Give me a minute, everyone. Just gonna bust out the dictionary. The Underground Hallowed has been blessed with consecrated stone. Now, there was a moment during that last fight where I was like, wow, they have really used a very realistic alarm for that fight. How cool is that? Turns out now, it was my fire alarm. No fire, it's just a little sensitive. Think it might need a new battery, okay? Slapping the relic down, bam. Look at this place. We're running out of relic space. Treasure bag obviously has all of the usual stuff. We can all slap all that in there. Great. Awesome. It's done. Right? So where do we go from here? We have upgrades. I think we have life fruit. I think we also now have chlorophyte that we can go get. And then was there anything else? Okay, so a bit of a time jump. I figured since we'd need time to let the life fruit grow in, I would do a couple of errands. So I've now built a few more homes so that we can get some of the newer NPCs. I've also contaminated a bunch of the world as well because our pylons weren't working. And now I am just gathering life fruit and also chlorophyte. Right, so we have 25 life fruit, which is the perfect amount. So let's take a whole bunch. Let's get healed up, get a life. What a wonderful achievement. So yeah, the reason why we have 5 extra life fruit is because there is a permanent health upgrade that we can make. So let's slam everything we have into here and get it crafted. Now, one thing I haven't done, because I've been wanting to ask you a lot and I keep forgetting about it. I haven't spawned in any shimmer yet. Now, it's because, obviously, we made this world before the introduction of shimmer, but I don't know if Calamity even allows shimmer, like when you generate a Calamity world. So, let me know. Is spawning in shimmer okay? I don't want to, I don't want to break the rules here. So, blood orange, crafted, bam. Look at that. Orange health. Very cool. So, let's make up a whole bunch of chlorophyte. We'll just make, like, a ton of it. And we'll make the set of armor then, and we'll have a little look at it and see if it's worth actually changing to. So, yeah, that's the mana one. Got a little confused then. So we have 67 defense, set bonuses, 5% increased magic damage, and I'm just mumbling on my words at this point. You lot know what it does. Moving it over then, we have 66 defense, and the set bonus is summons a powerful leaf crystal to shoot pulses of life every 5 seconds. The pulses do a base damage of 250 to enemies within its range. These pulses also provide a 10 health boost to you and all players on your team. Players healed by pulses cannot be healed by another pulse, 4.5 seconds. Both the heal, boost, and the damage scale based on your strongest class. Cool. Yeah, probably a very good upgrade. It's probably now time to change our wings as well. That's probably something that we've got to look into. And then we also might need a new dash, so let me look into that real quick. So I just had a little reread over the comment section to find out if any of you had any advice for Calamitous Clone. And reading that is wild because so many of you are like, oh yeah, Calamitous Clone, that's the next big learning curve. Some of you were like, oh yeah, Calamitous Clone took me hours. But a lot of you said it's very fun. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to give it an attempt or two. And then I'll leave this open-ended. And if you have any advice, get it in before the next video. Okay, begin. False Witch. Calamitous Clone. So, here's the thing, right? I cannot remember too much about this fight in terms of vanilla Calamity. I fought so many different versions of it, but I've never fought a version where it actually looks like a person. So it's meant to look like a witch, right? Yeah, it's been so long since I played, it looked like an eyeball last time I did this. So this is cool. This is where I started to feel a little left out with Calamity, because I wasn't playing the new updates and stuff. Like, when bosses started getting resprited and whatnot, yeah, I started to feel like, oh, I'm kind of missing out. So I'm gonna go through and see which AI is, okay, my body will naturally just move me away from that, and see which is, okay, I've got to know that this is coming, this is probably going to be telegraphed kind of thing. As you can see, I'm probably not landing all my shots to the actual boss itself, which is not ideal. Okay, we get a laser there that spins around, presumably. Okay. Yes, this is a great example of just kind of keeping an eye on what's going down. I would love a homing weapon. I really love a homing weapon for this one. I think that might be crucial. Okay, so I've got it into a second phase here. Okay. Now I'm a little confused. So it's already taken me a little while just to learn the first phase. Okay, so it's like, it's a bunch of things going on here. I might need to change weapon. Yeah, I had a little read online. Somebody was like, oh, try the Serpentine. I was like, oh, first weapon was garbage. Apparently not. Okay, so that phase is over. So I have a new phase to learn. Interesting. Okay, they're coming down. I want to bring it back onto the arena, please. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, I didn't... Obviously, because I don't know what's coming up. I didn't prep for this phase, and I just thought, oh, it's easy damage to not take if you know that phase. So I can't tell if I'm not hitting the boss or my damage is really weak. But this final thing is going on forever. Oh no. I'm just getting started. No! What is that? Oh. I took my eyes away from the screen to read that. I'm so gutted. I'm so gutted. Oh, I tried really hard on that one. Okay, so I just had another attempt. I think I'm done for today. What a great fight, though. Very, very interesting to learn. Oh, that final phase. It scares me, though, because I don't know what's coming. Because the first two phases, they go on forever, and they're already quite hard. So yeah, knowing Infernum Mode, it's only going to get worse. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.